you know, I just realized I have no idea when Dior Homme was launched. Was it 2004 or 2005? Hello everyone and welcome to another nostalgia video, and this time we'll be talking about Dior Homme. I don't know if there's anything else to be said about Dior Homme. I will try. I will try, but nevertheless, this is a fragrance that I got again as nostalgia hit me and as my bottle became dangerously low on juice. Now, let me just solve this mystery fairly quickly. Dior Homme. I'm looking for the one done by Polge, not this one. I think it's 2000. Yes, it's actually 2005. But you know what this means? It means that my original bottle was actually the first, you know, from the first year of formulation. Do you know, have you ever heard somebody told you that they have the first formulation of a fragrance? I have. Now that's a certain brand of crazy, if you ask me, and it is a very popular statement with the fragrance bros nowadays. I've got the first formulation. The first formulation is better, the second formulation is diluted, and it's just downhill from there. It's not true, obviously. They have no idea that not every reformulation or change in formula means something bad is going to happen or something bad has happened. In any case, this was my original bottle of Dior Homme. I still got some juice left in here. You can tell the original Dior Homme from the current, let's say, Dior Homme. This is a 2016 bottle because of the color of the, you know, I don't know how to call that thing, the metallic thing that kind of hides the atomizer, and not much else, because this fragrance has been treated with the utmost respect and it has been reformulated quite nicely by Demachy, I suppose. By the way, I also have to ask this. This fragrance was done by Olivier Polge, and this fragrance, they say, or Dior says, it was done by François Demachy. Now, is that true? It is the same fragrance. I believe this was also done by Olivier Polge, because what's there to change? I mean, I don't know. I'm not a perfumer, but what do you think? If the original score for a piece of music was done by an artist, is it fair to just tweak a few notes and say, okay, now it's done by another artist? I do not know. Just leaving it to be, you know, if you have any idea on this, leave it to me in the comments. Now, that being said, I got myself another bottle of Dior Homme, and I think this one is from, yes, so my second bottle was from 2015 and this one is from 2016. Now, I should say that Dior Homme is still available as Dior Homme Original, but alas, not even in 2023 have I been able to smell that fragrance. It is so rare. It's never available anywhere. It's only on their silly little website. I'm not willing to, I mean, I can't even, I think, I'll try, but they don't sell samples, so I'm not willing to. Now I have a full bottle. I don't care anymore. So I wasn't able to smell the new, you know, fairly new Dior Homme Original. But that doesn't matter anymore because I have Dior Homme from 2016 here. And the scent, you know, it's the same. It is gorgeous. It is just gorgeous. Ah, I'm losing myself in this beautiful scent. This, of course, has another, well, it's the same story, really, just for like the others. I was, maybe it was, I mean, I know it was 2005 because of the batch number when it first arrived at, you know, at the perfumery where I smelled it first. And it was an instant love for me. The first time I smelled this, I knew I was going to have it, and lo and behold, the same year, the same year I got it. It's just one of those scents that not only hit you with so much evocative power. It just, when I first smelled it, I had no idea. Of course, I had no idea what I was smelling, but I had no idea how influential this scent was going to be on my future choices of fragrances. I had no idea. And it is true. It is because of Dior Homme I am now able to understand and appreciate iris in perfumery. It is because Dior Homme, you know, softened me to iris. It opened my, you know, my mind and my heart to what iris, to the beauty of this tiny insignificant plant, beautiful plant, but just, you know, I was, it's so difficult to explain because I've always looked at irises and they were just so beautiful as plants, but I never appreciated them in terms of smell. Whenever I see irises now, everything's a lot more different, you know. And that difference is in part due to Olivier Polge and Dior Homme. So let's describe the fragrance before I get lost in memories. It's a fragrance that's so easy for me to describe because it's one of my first loves in perfumery, and it's one of the fragrances that kind of got me started into you know, collecting and appreciating fragrance. This is an amber, but it's a clear see-through amber. It's bright and luminous with woody facets of cardamom vetiver and bitter vegetal facets of sage. And then on top of this, there's the iris, which you cannot treat but just separately, because although it's not separate, it's part of this beautifully blended whole. The iris has to be treated separately because it's papery, woody, exquisitely buttery, and lipsticky. It's this, I think it was the first time I was smelling lipstick notes in a Pour Homme fragrance, and I think it's the first, I might be wrong, but I think it's the very first fragrance that actually uses iris so unapologetically center stage in a fragrance marketed towards men. And I remember, oh god, there's so many things to be said about Dior Homme. It changed perfumery because at first people were, you know, reluctant. You know how it is. First then they laugh and then they copy. I think Dior Homme was one of the most copied scents in the designer fragrance world ever. I mean, surely I'm wrong, but it's definitely got so many alternatives, some done by Olivier Polge himself for Valentino, And I have to say this quickly before I forget. Recently, I gifted a dear friend. I gifted Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum for his birthday, and he loved it, and I love it as well. It's another iris center stage, beautifully done fragrance, and you know, the homage to Dior Homme is there. That there is no doubt about that. So again, another fragrance inspired, let's say, by Dior Homme. There's so many things to be said about this fragrance, but back to the iris and the smell. The iris is, it's the type of iris that's just so inspiring. It's so, because it's an amber, it's also warm, right? It's a warm, almost sultry iris. And funnily enough, because, again, because it's an iris, it also has cooler facets. And the iris also contributes to the freshness of the overall scent. The iris is also a blue flower. It smells, you know, it's a cold bluish scent. It's in itself nostalgic and melancholy and achingly beautiful, you know. It's also providing this beautiful and unique to Dior Homme leather smell. It's something that I call leather iris, because Dior Homme is a leather smell. I should have started with this, but you know, it's not something that, when I think of this, the leather isn't the one that comes to mind, it's the iris. And this leather is something I call an iris leather, because it's the leathery impression that iris has. It's the same type of leather you might find in Iris Torrefier. It's the same, which I have right here because I just spoke about it. And it's quite a kind of the same iris. I think there are a lot of homages to Dior Homme in Iris Torrefier. It's the same leather you might find in Olivier Porges Cuir Beluga for Guerlain as well. It's a very elegant, refined suede type of smell. It's not harsh leather. It's not woody, tarry leather, right? It's very suede. It's delicate leather, my goodness. And also because it's a blue scent, parts of Dior Homme now remind me, of course, of Shalimar Parfum Initial, which is sort of the same kind of iris there, and even Après l'Ondée, because this is also a very green, fresh iris. This is Dior Homme seen through the eyes of a person that spent the later years investing himself, I'm talking about me now, investing myself into the Guerlain type of iris. So after Dior Homme, I had no idea I was going to smell masterpieces like Après l'Ondée, L'Heure Bleue, even Insolence, and also Iris Ganache, and so many, you know, Iris Torrefier, so many fragrances from Guerlain that have this beautiful house specialty iris. And when I smell Dior Homme now, after the fact, after having gone through all of these fragrances, wearing them and loving them, Dior Homme is one of the best iris scents ever created. And it is, and I'm talking about this one, the Eau de Toilette Always. This is the best of all of the flankers. And, you know, I have and smell and and have smelled and know all of Dior Homme's flankers. And after this one, my favorite is Dior Homme Parfum, because it is dedicated to the glory of Iris, but nothing will ever compare to the Eau de Toilette, which is just the best. Because Iris shines and it as its most complex when it is green, fresh, slightly ambery, slightly warm, sultry, just like Dior Homme is. And this composition is heavenly. Is it pour homme? No, it's not. There's no such thing. This is perfectly unisex. Perfectly unisex. This fragrance, if it was launched today, it would be launched in the most exclusive of collections ever. This is La Relamatière material. This is Dior Privé material. This is just exquisite what I'm smelling here. Again, through the eyes of someone that spent the later years exploring Iris. So, yeah, I don't know. I think I pulled it off. I don't know if I think I managed to find something else to say about Dior Homme in 2023. I hope it was useful to you. If you have any other questions, do let me know in the comments. And until next time, remember, fragrance creates memories, and may yours be happy.